Alright, so Coro Coro leaked earlier this morning, and the news is just ridiculous. It might not look like a lot. I got caught off guard as well, that I stayed up until 3:30 in the morning, didn't see anything from Coro Coro, went to bed, it leaked at 4 in the morning, I woke up to this in my timeline, I was like, that's it? Like, that's not impressive at all. We just have more about the Necrozma forms, but these are actually new Z moves for Solgaleo and Lunala, as well as a new exclusive move for Necrozma, so we're going to talk about that. And then I also saw Rotom Dex. I'm like, this is it, guys. This is the last Coro Coro before the game comes out. I mean, technically, we are getting one November, but I don't think it's going to give us anything really new for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So I was hoping for something big, and then I saw this. However, this is actually pretty big. So first images from Coro Coro have leaked and revealed the latest news on Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It reveals special Z moves for Duskmane, Necrozma, and Solgaleo, and that's because it uses the exclusive Z moves for Solgaleo and Lunala. So as we see right here, Sunsteel Strike becomes Sunshine Smasher. I don't know if it just boosted damage or some kind of other effects, because I don't think we have all the information just yet. So we actually might get this in a trailer here pretty soon. So Pokemon Company, we just had a trailer not too long ago, so maybe the 17th, like when's the next Wednesday? Yeah. So we have Wednesday on the 18th, Monday on the 16th, maybe Friday the 13th. I don't know what Pokemon Company is up to. And also I just realized we have Friday the 13th in October, so that's pretty fancy as well. But either way, it seems like we're going to get more clarification on this here in a bit. And then we have Lunala Z, not even Lunalium Z, I guess it's just Lunala Z, which turns Moongeist Beam into Moonlight Blaster, introduces a new move known by Duskmane Necrozma called Photon Geyser. There was a little bit of like correction right here, you know, Solgaleo and Lunala get Z moves, Necrozma can use both of them. Necrozma has a new move, not a Z move, called Photon Geyser, and it's a Psychic type special move. It also confirms both of the new forms of Necrozma have got the ability Prism Armor. So, I mean, that was kind of like one of the original things when we first saw this Solgaleo and Lunala form. It's like, oh, is this what happens when just Solgaleo and Lunala, they get Prism Armor as an ability or something? Like, it doesn't seem like a hard fusion. Maybe Prism Armor can be passed around to different Pokemon and give them added effects. In any case, yeah, now they actually take less damage from weaknesses, which is pretty good. So, at least there's that. And then the big one, that's right. Whenever we see Rotom Dex now, that's the biggest news for the day. It's crazy to think about. In addition to this, it mentions Z Rotom Power, where if you have good compatibility with Rotom, it can power up Z moves by letting you use Z moves more than once in a battle. It can power up Z moves by letting you use Z moves more than once in a battle. Okay, I had to read that again just to make sure. Like, that'd be like 2 Mega Evolutions. Getting 2 Z moves because of Rotom? What is going on here? Rotom Dex also has various new features introduced in the game. The magazine lists it as becoming more like you the more that you use it. Rotom will also help you get items and powers using a feature called Rotopon, which access items in a new feature called Rotom Power, which does things such as boost experience. You can also interact with Rotom Dex more, answering questions from it, and getting reactions will bring more as it comes. So finally, Rotom Dex actually does something. It actually means something instead of just being down there as your personalized map and then having like a little quirky thing to say here and there. But this is new. This is another feature, you know, you gotta put some time into it, answer questions with Rotom, interact with the Dex, and then you get rewarded like O powers. So this seems like a pretty insane mix between Poke-Me and O-Powers. I feel that being able to use 2 Z moves, that kind of feels like one of those Poke-Me battle effects where it's like, oh, suddenly the Pokemon just cures itself of status or refuses to faint out of love for its trainer or something. So Rotom's like, yo bro, here's 2 Z moves. How do you feel about that? And then also boosting your experience. So that feels something like an O-Power. I'm wondering if this is like a mini game up here, or if you get to, like, you know, use your stylus to scroll through the O powers that you get to, or the Rotom powers, the Rotopon powers, wherever we're calling them. You get to scroll through all that and then figure out what's going on. That's actually pretty neat. I'm wondering how many more features is going to be this. Also, we get to see a catch-up of all the exclusive Z moves as well. So I'm guessing that's the Pikachu because of the exclusive Ash Cat Pikachu. We have both Lycanroc. Just random. Now things are starting to get interesting with these exclusive Z powers. Because we have Komodo. Komodo was the first one revealed, so it made you think, hey, is every exclusive move, every exclusive Pokemon move or something like that, are there going to be a lot of 7th generation Pokemon that are getting exclusive Z moves? That's like, well, the Dusk Lycanroc it doesn't feel as special because Dusk Lycanroc is getting like all this attention around it. So giving it a Z move, that just kind of seems standard. Now the legendary Pokemon getting a Z move. So what happened to the average Joe Pokemon? Where are those exclusive Z moves? And also, we get to use two Z power in a battle now. So what does that even mean? It just seems pretty crazy right there. But as for other features, you know, I'm wondering if it's going to be like egg hatching power. Actually, do we even need egg hatching power? Like, egg hatching already goes so quick in Pokemon Sun and Moon that even without like having the O power for egg hatching, it doesn't really matter too much. But I like the experience boost. That's going to combo in pretty well with the hyper training because hyper training just takes so long. I'm really hoping that outside of the Elite Four, there's a better way of grinding experience. Like technically, the Beware method was the fastest, but it was also the most annoying, you know? I don't want to have to worry about that, especially coming out of like Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we had the secret bases. So you Blissey base and then you get a bajillion experience, and that works really well for hyper training going into like the 7th generation and stuff. And at least we're getting an extra experience boost through using the Rotom Dex, so that's pretty good right there. However, I do think there's a caveat to this. I'm pretty sure that because you have to unlock things through the Rotom Dex, that this is not going to be usable competitively, much like how the Pokemon boosts aren't usable competitively as well. But then what's the point of it? You know, it's like, this is very interesting, like using 2 Z power for battle. Well, the way that Pokemon Sun and Moon was set up, it was one of the more interesting storylines, and I wonder if like anyone else shares these thoughts with me, because it seems like there was just a lot of trainers with one Pokemon, and then you use your Z move on that one Pokemon, you win, and you move on to the next. It doesn't seem like there was many trainers that had multiple Pokemon to kind of get in these longer form battles, you know, where there's a bit of a back and forth. They're just kind of like, oh, guy, you know he's only gonna have 1 or 2 Pokemon, nuke it out really quick, and that was it. There wasn't anyone like more than 3 Pokemon. It just felt weird to me that they were just trying to add in more trainer dialogue and cutscenes than actually just like lengthier battles or something. So I'm wondering like what the Z power is going to do with that. That if everyone still has like 1 Z move, or if you're just fighting like powerful trainers, like okay, now instead of having 1 Z move knock out entire trainer, you just go back to back Z moves and then you win. Also, I'm guessing that it might be different Pokemon, that having like the same Pokemon use 2 Z powers, that seems like it might be a little too much. So it's like, oh, you used your 1 Z crystal, so now you can activate another Z crystal or something under certain... I don't know. That's why I want more information. Like, it is weird because Coro Coro leaked a little early this time. Coro Coro has leaked as early as the 7th, I believe, but we expected around the 10th, sometimes the 11th, but the 9th. So for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, this is one of the earlier Coro Coro leaks, so there still could be an extra page or two. We can wait until Coro Coro actually publishes, and then we can figure out some good Pokemon information right there. But also, like, that's another thing with the experience boost, that O-Powers don't work inside of competitive battling as well, so I'm feeling that Rotoms is not going to have an impact on competitive play, even though that would just be too much. Imagine VGC, 2 Z-Power, a Mega Pokemon, and that's like 3 of the 4 Pokemon right there that you get to use. That's just too crazy to think about. And also it requires interacting with the Rotom Dex. So I mean, you have to like do quizzes, you have to become friends with your Rotom Dex, which I like. I like that your Rotom Dex has a use and it rewards you for doing it as well. I think there's a lot of that in Pokemon Sun and Moon. When you look at the Pokepelago, you go into the Pokepelago, you grind it up slowly each and every day. You know, it's not a hard amount of work. You don't have to dedicate 10 hours in one day to get far in the Pokepelago. Just kind of pick it up, hop over there for your 5 minutes, do your dailies in the Pelago, and then next thing you know, you're getting awesome items, experience, EV training, egg hatching, and all kinds of amazing perks from the Pokepelago. I think Rotom Dex is kind of in that same realm when you think about it. That's like, okay, cool. Instead of it just being a stupid map that's down there doing nothing, now you can actually interact with the Rotom Dex, and then you get little bits of rewards out of it. So I think that's a pretty nice feature that it all expands, you know? People are like, well, it's stupid, I'm never going to use it. It's like, are you sure about that? I'm not going to say I thought that about O-Powers, but when I started getting into those O-Powers, it got a little addicting. I was like, oh, you know what? If I give an O-Power to a friend, then I get a little bit more extra use out of that O-Power. They friend me back and whatnot, and then boom, just going to get tons of experience boosts and tons of like catching power and everything I need to improve my adventure. So depending on how many features are going on here with Rotom, it's going to help you beat the story easier. It's going to help you progress to that late game easier. And then next thing you know, you're ready for some competitive Pokemon. I know it might sound like I'm just kind of camping this idea, but I really like it. That no matter what, even if this was introduced in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can't say it would have made Pokemon Sun and Moon worse. Like, it would have only made Pokemon Sun and Moon better. So that's why I'm liking that we're seeing all these little features, like the Mantine Surf, like the Rotom Dex, There was a couple of those other ones that were revealed earlier where it's like, well, the Photo Club's stupid, or all these other things are stupid. It's just going to be, you know, reskin Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's like, but in either way, it's more than Pokemon Sun and Moon. And now it's much more, and it's incredibly awesome compared to Pokemon Sun and Moon with Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So I'm feeling hopeful, and I like this. Got full page in Coro Coro, and it leads to some pretty shenanigan results, like 2 Z moves in a battle. So it's okay by me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.